Hi folks, it's John from lastchanceautorestore.com. I'd like to share with you an update. This is the engine for Betty, the 1954 Buick. This is the Nailhead V8. In our previous video we shared with you where we had all of the components laid out and painted and all the gaskets ready. So now we've done quite a bit of reassembly work. So I'd like to share with you how nicely it's coming along and the attention to detail. So if we come over and look at this, I guess it would be the passenger side, the right hand side of the engine, you can see where we now have all of the components for the oil filter canister. We have the connection, we have the canister, we have two original factory correct reproduction decals coming for this, so we'll make sure that we put them in the correct locations. And then you can see we have the oil pan down below has all been installed with the correct new cork gasket. We've got our little drain here, we've got our oil filler, and then you can see where we have the head now attached or bolted to, and we've got it all to factory specs, all the torque bolts. So they're torqued down correctly, the head's into the block, and then we have all the brand new upgraded gaskets for the exhaust manifold. We shared with you earlier where the exhaust manifolds, where we had sandblasted them and painted them with this special cast paint which has ceramic in it, and then once we start the engine, and we'll be able to further cure this paint. And then you can see there's lots of brackets that we painted both sides of, and we've reinstalled this rear bracket. And then you can see the rear where the bell housing will attach. You can see the details we shared with you earlier where everything is painted correctly. And then as we come across the top, we're not going to put the distributor in yet, our complete distributor assembly, because we need clearance when we go to set the engine in back into Betty's engine bay. But you can see the lower intake plate with its new correct cork gasket. Everything's been cleaned properly before they were installed, and then you can see the new gasket between the heads and the intake on each side sticking out here a little bit, and then we have our intake installed. And as we come around near the front, we've got our new spark plugs down the side. We have the new brackets, or cleaned up and painted brackets in the front. We've reconditioned the alternator adjustment bracket. We've completely detailed and replaced the gaskets of the factory. You can see it's a factory correct AC Delco fuel pump. And then we've cleaned all the lines. We have them ready. We're going to make all new supply lines coming to the carb. And then along the front, other than being dusty, we have all of the pulleys and the lower harmonic balancer and the lower pulley all painted gloss black. And then we have the fan blades and the pulley for the fan. That's all painted correct black, along with the oil cap on the top. We have the correct black finish. And then you can see in the front, obviously, between the timing chain cover, we have the new timing chain installed. Everything is set up at top dead center, and timing is set with the specific marks of the pulley. And then you can see where we have the new gaskets between the water pump and the front pump cover, and then all of those other gaskets too. And as we come down the other side, which would be the driver's side of this Nailhead V8, same kind of idea. You can see we have our starter, which we've done. We shared with you an earlier, pardon me, an earlier video, where the cast is the original cast color, and then the housing and the solenoid is painted black correctly as it should. And then same thing as the other side. We've got all new gaskets and exhaust manifold, so it's coming along very nicely. So our next step, we'll be doing some attention to detail work in the engine bay. So we'll share with you the upcoming work on the interior of the engine bay on Betty, and what we'll do is we'll re-detail that and clean it up and paint where necessary. We've got specific decals coming for the valve covers and for the oil filter housing, so we'll have all the correct decals for it. And then once we set the engine back in, then we'll hook everything up with all new lines. So just a brief update. This is the Nailhead V8 engine for Betty. It's a 1954 Buick. I thank you for watching. I'm John from lastchanceautorestore.com.